Hey ho guys, this is Chip and this is Mystery Angels, and I'd like to say hello to all the new subscribers. Thank you so much to my regular subscribers and everyone in between. Thank you so much for all you're doing for this channel. Thank you for supporting us. Also, don't forget, this is a new channel which I'd like to build up with the community. So if you want to get involved with anything, let me know with comments down below. Once I get a certain amount of people, I can start getting the channel upraised a little bit, put it onto Twitter, get an account for Twitter, get an account for Discord, start a Discord. But it has to be a certain amount of people before you can do that. So if you wouldn't mind, could you please like, share, subscribe, or don't like, share, and subscribe? I would much appreciate that, and so would everyone else in Mystery Angels. And like, I hope everyone's doing well and safe. Hiya to everybody. And here we go. Are you ready? So guys, we are going to start today's video. But before I do that, I've just got to tell you something, right? All you people could keep saying, oh, the police are saying stop doing your stop guessing, and no. What the police are saying is, could people not just phone them up and give them stuff? We're not doing that on this channel. Right, as far as I'm aware, all we're doing is we're putting out what we think, why we think, and how we think. Now, the police are going to get pissed off and they're going to try and stop it. I did say this from the beginning, that the police are going to try and stop people assuming things because they want to stop, right? They've already stopped they've been offered free volunteers who could work with the police. So while the police are concentrating on something else, they could do the searches, right? These are experts, and they're refusing them. They're refusing help from everybody, right? Nobody knows why, but it's stupid. So what the police are trying to do is knock everyone off, so we end up going on to a different person or a different area, so they can now stop it and put their resources somewhere else. That's what they want to do. But we're not going to allow that to happen, right? The police can't keep doing this. And Rose Summers' auntie, 12 years she's been missing. And she was only like 25 minutes away from where she was supposed to go. This is ridiculous, right? 12 years, and they're saying the case is still open, yet nobody said anything or done anything. So to be fair, whoever's innocent in this family deserves at least one of the girls to come home. It's not fair. And besides, the same person who took, who done what they did to Rose could have been the same person. It's the same people around. Just saying, everyone's saying, oh, it's not connected. Of course it's connected. Both Summer and Rose are missing. They're from both families. There's one common denominator. Well, there's two. Candice and Candice's mother. So how can they not be related? And they are literally related. Just because they're in a different state means nothing. People drive across states. Truck drivers drive around. I've seen it on loads and loads of these mystery channels. Number 3, we are a mystery channel. This is a mystery. We're not here to solve. We're here to give ideas, to give our opinions, to think what we think. And if there's something the police can look at, then let them look. And if they don't want to look, it's tough. At the end of the day, we're not saying this is it. We're not saying we're going to help find Summer. We're not promising anything like that. We're saying we're just going to give our thoughts and opinions from around the world, from whoever and anyone who wants to, and be free to say it and put it down, write it down, and then wait and see. We're not getting involved with the police. we're not saying anything about the police except for I don't understand why they won't let Dave and that lot from the search rescue. They're doing everything free. They've got things that the police can't even get hold of, and yet they've turned them down. They've turned mediums down. They don't want no help from anybody, not even the public yet, because they want to silence it, quieten it down and get rid of it now. Right? Because let me tell you something, the police hasn't even come out. Like with the case of the young boy, Monkey, the police have been out saying, we've done this, we've done this, we've done this. Could we respect the families? Could we not talk? The parents haven't talked. It's been professionals that have talked. That's how it's supposed to work. They're saying they're getting the communities involved. They're letting the communities help. But for some reason, these people in charge, whoever it is in the police force, think that they're in charge, that it's them. No, it's not. You work for the public. And the public is saying you need to do more. You need to get the search team back down so they can do the job, so you can concentrate on other things. Now, people are saying, well, where did this thing come from that the car was stopped? It's not a rumour. It's the church where Candice and Don goes crossed out the red van, crossed it out and put underneath no longer need inquiries. It was them that did it. So if you've got anyone to complain about, it was no one on YouTube, it was them that did it. So if you want to complain about anyone doing rumours, then you should go to the church. Because it's them who was giving out flyers with the red truck crossed out. Why are you blaming creators and people on YouTube? Stop blaming YouTube for everything. This is ridiculous. This is what I'm getting sick of. Stop blaming YouTube. Blame your behaviours. You have search teams there at your disposal with loads and loads of stuff that they could do, and you won't let them. You've got the church people who are crossing out the red car and said that's no longer, the red van is no longer, or truck or whatever it is no longer in interest with the police. It's them that's doing that. It's the content creators who saw it and then put it up with a picture of the church giving the flyers out with this red truck crossed out. So go talk to them. Don't be blaming YouTube all the time. Stop it. Someone out here has got the answer. Someone in the vast metropolis of YouTube has the answer. Whether they know it or not, by the way they think, by the way what they see, by the way they feel, anything could be the answer. And this is why our channel is doing what our channel does. And you shutting everyone up and stopping us is because you want to end the search, and it's not going to happen. We're telling you now, it's not going to happen. You're not going to let Summer end up being 12 years down the line. No. It's not going to be like Madison McCann. You're not going to do like Maddie McCann, where now you figured out that it's a German guy and he was right there all the time. You should have seen it in the first place. Now, if YouTube was going live then, it probably would have been solved a lot quicker. So don't be blaming my subscribers, and don't be blaming us content users, and don't be blaming YouTube. Blame yourselves. You're not giving enough out. You're not even saying, have you made progress? You're not even giving statements each week. You've just gone quiet. I get it, you don't want to tip off the people, but you could say that. You could say, listen, although you're not noticing, we are working behind the scenes and we have got close, and we've got an idea of what's going on, and everybody's safe, and da-da-da-da-da-da. Or something, but they're not. They're keeping silent. So until you open your mouths and say something, people are going to just keep speculating. Our channel is about figuring out what we think, what we feel. If you police officers look at it and think, hold on a minute, that sounds plausible, that doesn't, that does, and then this can help, good. If it doesn't, tough. It's nothing to do with yous. We're not phoning yous up. We're not messing with the investigation. We're not going down and taking photographs illegally. We're doing nothing wrong. So there. So, just, that's my rant. Okay, so let's go on to Alison. Oh, Alison. So, Alison, 92% likely that she had something to do with Summer's disappearance. Why that high? Why higher than Don? Well, hell has no fury like a woman scorned. Is that not right? So Alison used to be Candice's friend and now is an ex-friend. Right? All because of a guy called Jose that was a love interest of Alison's. Okay? Alison hung around with Candice and the kids quite a lot. So she would know everything, every part of that area. They went swimming together. She knows about the canoe. There's loads of photographs of them fishing on the canoe and stuff like that. And lots of photographs of Alison and Candice and the kids. Right? So why would she do it? Revenge, exposure. So, did Alison find out that not only Candice stole Jose, this handsome, godlike man, obviously, to have two women fighting over him, or did she do something to Hunter? That only Alison knows. Did Hunter say something happened to him while he was up there? Did Don do something to Hunter when Hunter was younger? Did Don or Candice do something to one of their other children, her younger ones? And she doesn't want to say, but wants revenge. There's a high possibility with the criminal record of Candice that she could have got Hunter hooked on drugs or alcohol. Or with Don, the way Don is, could have Don touched Hunter or one of his siblings when they were all together. That's a big question mark. But we know by the interview of Hunter and Alison, let's call her Ali, right? We know full well that she was angry at Candice. She said she was being used and she gritted her teeth and everything went tight when she said, I was buying them food, the kids food. I was feeding them. She would know on the day Summer went missing, she would know exactly where they were, at what time, when they got back. She would know about the dogs. She would know about the animals in the area. Summer and the boys all know her. Candice knows her. Candice's mother knows her. And also Don. Right? So, did they both use, Candice and Alison, use Hunter as to get back revenge on both of them? Did Alison call CPS and was getting sick and tired? Did Hunter come home because he likes to tell stories, let's say, and fabricate things? Did he come home and say something to Alison like, CPS is coming down, she told me Don's doing something to Summer, she's scared, she needs help, she wants me to help her? Did Alison think, oh, poor Summer, we have to get her out there? Summer has been sharing the bed with Don. Don says she's always close to him. Candice is very angry at that. Don says when he wakes up, Summer's always cuddling me and over me. That means that Summer's in between Don and Candice. So how are they, having husband and wife relations? They've got a kid next door and they've got one in the bed. I just don't want to think about that, but yeah. So she knows all the areas. She knows where it was going. So that's why it's so high at 92%, right? She also, everyone says, why would she let Hunter, after a year or 7 months of them not knowing and blocking them, why would she allow Hunter to call her and invite her to the house? Because she wouldn't have known about CPS or anything if it was true that they've not spoke to each other for over a year or 6 months, 7 months or whatever it was. Why would Candice text Hunter unless they still had contact? Did Hunter want to try and get his mum back together with Candice because of CPS? He was worried or did Candice tell him something happened because she wanted Don to stop showing affection to her daughter and show affection to her, because Don was always cuddling Summer and stuff like that? Was she getting jealous of Summer, Candice and that, and turned around to Hunter and said, oh, I think Don's touching Summer, to get Hunter to run and tell his mum? And did his mum then phone someone because there's no way Hunter's mum, with the size of what she is, she's a smoker, she doesn't look like a runner, is able to climb up that hill, kidnap Summer herself. But she has got people who could, like Hunter's friends, Jose, Hunter's dad's friends. 14 people could be up there. Summer already knows Jose, so they could send Jose up to call Summer out and say, hi Summer, guess who it is? Because Summer would have been asleep when they had the big argument, because what Summer would have saw was the mum, dad, Jose and grandma drinking and laughing and getting on with each other. She wouldn't have seen the big fight because they would have been asleep. Right? And it was late, early hours in the morning, so she would have been in a deep sleep. She also knows Hunter very well. So who could have brought her out? The only two that was able to get up this dog trail. So this dog trail, right? We saw Don do the dog trail, right? There's no way physically possible could Allison get up there without driving up to the back. Get up through the dog trail into there, right? Number two, it needed to be someone be able to carry Summer, because Summer have no shoes on and there would have been blood splatters. So in this dog trail, there's no blood splatters as far as we can see. The only way we will know is if the police go down there overnight and they use that special light. So wait till it goes pitch black, use that special light to see if there's any blood, and then follow blood trails. But that's another thing what I'm gonna say in this video, right? Afterwards. But just keep your mind on that, okay? What I'm saying. Summer had no shoes, right? And there could be, this is just blood trails, right? There could be blood trails, right? Just keep your mind on that for a minute. So they also know some in the boys. We already know that the boys were locked in, which is wrong, because if there was a fire or something. We also know that Candice stopped Hunter's mum having a relationship with Jose because he went and had an affair, as far as we know, because there's, like I said in my last one, where would he sleep? Where would he stay? Right? There's no room for anyone else, let alone another person. And it was definitely not in Candace's mum's caravan. He was definitely at the house, according to Don and Candace's mother. So, did she phone CPS that day and said to CPS, she's out with Summer, but she said to Hunter that Summer's been touched or something like that. So, Candace has had to make Hunter look like a liar so she could say, see, Hunter's just saying that. He's lying, so no one believes Hunter, and it's working. But I said right from the beginning, if you look at my video on Hunter's interview, that he should have kept his mouth shut and should only speak to police and that, and not do interviews and stuff, because Hunter's been made to look like a liar. So now if he turns around and says, okay, I'll tell you the truth, Candice told me that Don was doing something, nobody's going to believe him. And that was the whole point. He was targeted that way for that reason. Would he help his mum get revenge on Candice and Don? I doubt it. But would he help his mum save Summer if Candice told him that Summer was being abused in some way by Don? Of course. He'd beg his dad to come up. He'd beg his dad's friends to come up. But he was with them all day on that day. Right? So we need to find out how he knew that CPS was coming. Did Candice tell him on the day, or did Candice ring up? Was she starting to talk to Hunter before? Was Hunter talking to her behind his mum's back? But Allison looks a very aggressive, revengeful person. And the only way to expose them as bad parents is if one of their children went missing and then people started investigating and it went on TV. That way, she's sitting back watching people look at these people's homes, look at these people, the way they behave, the way they're acting, and then a lot more people are agreeing with her. You know, well, CPS ain't moving the kids. The kids are being hurt. Hunter, we need to find out what they're doing so we can take Summer away from this, because CPS ain't going to do it. Because we don't know what CPS was thinking. It took him all that time to take the children away. I mean, that's ridiculous. And it's this bull about, oh, we don't have much people, it doesn't meet the criteria. Well, guess what? Because you said they didn't meet the criteria, what happened. So if you can't do your job, you keep saying, oh, it's COVID, or we haven't got enough social workers, we're overrun, then don't do a job at all. Give it to the police. Say, sorry, we can't do this no more, we're overrun. Don't just sit there and say, what, you got to do this, you got to do that, and wait until the children get killed or hurt before you remove the rest of them. It's ridiculous. It's stupid. God. Anyway, so this is why I think she's 92%, because of three things. One, she had revenge on her mind. Exposure. She wanted people, because Don was being liked, Candice was being liked with the church in town and that. She wanted people to see who they really was about, because she wanted Jose, she wanted to start a relationship, and she stopped that relationship. Two, she probably wanted revenge because Hunter was probably getting out of control with drinking and smoking and taking drugs and acting like a gangster. There's been a few pictures of Candice lying down, and next to us Hunter lying down doing gang things. Candice ain't a 15-year-old boy or girl, is she? So why would a mother of 6 be sitting there doing gang things and smoking and taking photographs with hoodies on her and stuff like that? I'm not saying that a mother can't be young, but to hang around with young boys like that is another matter. Do you see what I'm saying? So Alison could be saying, right, I'm going to expose him. And because of that, she could have been kept in touch by Hunter at all times. So she knew where they were, when they were, and how they were. Give Jose or Hunter's dad a chance to get down, or Hunter's dad's friends, or Hunter's friends, or Hunter and his girlfriend. That truck could actually be Hunter's girlfriend's mother's, or Hunter's friends, one of their parents or cousins or something like that. Has the police looked at that? That truck outside there, was it Hunter who knocked on the door? She come running out, cuddled him, and he said, "Summer, do you fancy coming out? I've got no shoes." "It's all right, you don't need shoes, I'll carry you." And gave her a piggyback down, which he would be able to do that route with her, because she's only light and he's a big boy. Right? Because if she walked, well, I'll be doing some in a bit, but if she walked down here and through that terrain on barefoot, she would have cut herself. There's no way she wouldn't have bled. No way. And them dogs would have smelt blood and detected it. Have the police actually gone up there in the pure dark, used them machines to see if there was any blood on the property, in the property, on the property, around where they walked, around the dog trail that smelt the dog trail? Did they go into the woods to see if there was any blood on the woods and then take it and see if it was Summer's blood? Like, did she cut her feet? Did she cut her legs? Or whoever took her, she must have had a piggyback, or they carried her. How could they carry a kicking, screaming youngster? Unless she wasn't threatened or frightened of the person because she knew him. Could Alison have been sort of like the mastermind behind it? Could have Alison? Yes. There's a 92% chance that she was part of Summer's missing. Because of all what we've just discussed. She knew full well the times Hunter kept her in touch with her. Why else? Everyone says the word. Why would you let your child, why would Alison let her child, who is known to be with someone who attacked their sons? Now Alison's friend, in an interview with Alison, turned around and said, I was there when Candice got the boys out with their wet out of the swimming pool and had them on the floor doing press-ups on a hot day. So why didn't they take photographs or video and call the police? Why didn't they step in that time? If I would have saw a parent doing that to a child, not only would I have stopped the children doing it, but I would have kept the kids, kept the parent away, said go indoors and sit in my house, and got someone to watch her while I called 911 in America and called the police. Said, you know what you've just done in front of all of us witnesses? Here's the proof. Here's the camera proof. Where's the footage? If someone was abusing a child in front of you, you wouldn't just stand there and say, oh, well, you would take footage. You would show people what she was doing. You would call CPS and say, look, I've got footage of her abusing her kids. But instead, the woman said, I had to leave. Then I come back and I emptied the swimming pool. How did that stop the abuse? You let them children go home to someone who abused them. She put them on a hot concrete floor to do press-ups with their bellies to the ground. In other words, she was burning them. But not one person took evidence. Not one person called the police. Alison and a friend. They'd let it happen. So they're just as bad. They sat back and let it happen. Then she went, oh, God, if I was there and I stayed there, I would have gone to jail. No, you wouldn't have, because all you had to do was take a video footage, stop the kids doing it and say, no, 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 you can't do that. Record Candice trying to make him do it. Have an argument with Candice and said, no way am I letting you do that here in front of me with your children. No chance. I'm calling the police. You wouldn't go away, have a smoke, come back, and then just empty the pool and say, right, now I've done my bit. It's a crock. It's just them in interview trying to make Candice look really bad as a parent and them look really good, when in fact it's just made them look even worse. They sat there and allowed it to happen in Alison's house. She did not take footage of it. She didn't record it secretly or otherwise. She didn't stop the boys doing it. She allowed Candice to carry on abusing them boys. They both said it was abuse. So why didn't they say, no, 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 boys, get up? No, no, they're not doing that. Well, these are my kids, but this is my house. And she go, right, well, I'll take my kids and leave. Go, you can leave, but they're staying here till the police come. So I suggest you sit down and wait until the police are called. There was only Candice and the kids there. They could have done a citizen's arrest and kept the boys there till the police turned up. They could have safeguarded the boys, but instead they just bitched about it. That's it. So nobody knows if it's real or not. Because to be honest with you, okay, I wouldn't have let that happen. If I would have seen a parent saying to a kid, get down there while they were wet and it was burning hot, that my feet couldn't even touch the ground, I wouldn't allow children to go bare on their bare stomachs and do that. I wouldn't care who you think you are. Not in my house, not in my area, not in front of me. That ain't happening. It's getting recorded. The police are getting called. When a friend went off, she could have called the police. Why didn't Candice get worried that she might have gone off to call the police and get the kids dressed and leave, or try to leave? Because Candice knew that this person wouldn't have done that. So all three of them there are adults, and not one of them looked after them children properly. Not one. They're all to blame. They're trying to blame Candice, but Alison and that friend of hers allowed them children to still get punished in front of them and still let them carry on with the punishment instead of recording it and calling the police. So stand buyers, people who know kids are being abused and they don't do nothing, is just as guilty as the people that are doing it. That's my opinion. If you don't like it, tough, sod off. Because that's my opinion and I believe that. If you're willing, have you ever heard the song Concrete Angel? The part that says when the neighbours hear the crying and the screaming and the abuse, but they just turn out the light and ignore it. And then that child's dead that morning. What, you think them neighbours aren't involved now? Yeah, of course they are. They're to blame. Because if they would have banged on the wall saying, we've called the police, they could have stopped that child being hurt any further and they could have got the police involved. And even if they say, no, it's fine, look, it's fine, at least you've got it written down. At least it's down there now. So you can say, I did my part. It's the police that didn't do their part to save that child, but I did my part. But Alison and that lady, her friend, can't sit there bitching about Candice and what kind of mother she is when they allowed it to happen in their home. It was Alison's home. So Alison strikes me the type, a lot like Candice. I think that's why they were friends. I think Alison strikes me the type that I'll be your friend as long as you do what I want, when I want, how I want. And if you don't, then I'll just make your life hell, call you names and expose you. Remember, this is just in my head. So, and because she knew Jose, because she knows Hunter's dad brought 14 people down from New York and that, they could have done it again. Like I said, Candice was and H were with each other all day, and the mother and Summer. She knows about all the animals in the area. She knows full well that birds won't come near dog mess or dog smells. So if the dogs are territorial, now in the interview, Don said, "Oh, they'll come back beaten and bruised, but we wouldn't know where they are." Well, they might have fell down something. They weren't there when Summer went missing. But I'll talk about that in a minute in this video, in another video. But just keep that in mind. Don said the dogs weren't there when Summer went missing. Keep that in mind. Okay, so your opinion, do you think that's right? Did Allison do this for revenge and exposure of this family, but also to save Summer? Did Candice tell Hunter about abuse, and that Candice was scared to say anything in case she got beaten up? You know, like something like, "You know how he is. Look what he did to Jose. I'm so frightened. I need to get Summer away. I need help to get Summer away. He's hurting Summer." Hunter's a 15-year-old boy with ADHD. He's not going to sit there going, let's plan this out. Let's do this. He's going to go on impulse, because do you remember I told you ADHD, we're compulsive. We do things fast, quick and hard. And it wouldn't have taken no time for H to get up there, grab Summer, because he could have texted Candice, "What you doing?" "Oh, Summer's downstairs playing. I'm fixing Grandma's brace. What you doing after that?" "Oh, Don's coming home," and then whatever. "So where's Summer?" "Oh, she's probably playing with the boys or playing with her toys downstairs or something." And he's standing right here while he's talking to him. So now he knows where they all are. He knows that Grandma is that side of the house, so they can't see this bit here, right? He knows that that's on the floor. So if he knocks and anything happens, he's going to go straight up, knock. If Candice comes out and goes, "Oh, Hunter, what are you doing here?" Go, "Oh, I just wanted to see Summer." Or he could hide under there, under the boat, because the boat was already on the floor. And if she come out, he'd be hidden, so they wouldn't know. Was the car something to do with Hunter and Allison? Have they looked into that? Have they looked at Jose? Could that car, could the red truck actually be a window cleaner's truck or a handyman's truck? Is Jose a handyman? Not because his name's Jose or anything, but is he a handyman? Is someone Allison knows a handyman? Could that be their truck? Because the white buckets and that and the ladder could be handyman stuff, like to clean drains, to clean windows. And it's more than likely, they said, if it was a kidnapping, everybody's saying, including the police, if it was a kidnapping, it'd be more than likely a handyman. And Chris has said the same thing. So what if they know a handyman in New York or outside there? What if there's a handyman that comes into the area where Don is? These are the questions that need answering. And only the police can answer them, because they're the only ones that can get the information. We can't. We can only speculate and guess. So this is why I put her 82% higher than Don. Reason being is because she's got more information and had more opportunities than Don did to take Summer. Don had one opportunity, and if he failed that, he could have got caught. But Hunter and Allison had more time. Hunter was could have been constantly in contact with Alison. Alison could have been contacted. Her friend that sat there saying about Candice, did Alison tell her friend? Do you remember Summer in that? Yeah, and Candice. Well, we think Don's hurting Summer, and Candice wants help to take Summer away. Could it have been her friend's truck, or her friend's? Did the police look at that? Have the police looked at? See, there's many questions on this more than Candice and Don when it comes to the police. Did the police question Hunter's girlfriend, her family? Have they looked at this woman that also did the interview with Chris that said that Candice was a bad mum and she was treating the boys like that and she pulled up the pool? Like where they worked, was there a handyman where they worked? Was there a cleaner or a handyman in the workplace that they used? Because don't forget, they said that Alison worked, right? And this woman worked with Alison. What if they had a caretaker or a handyman on site for like changing bulbs and stuff on where they worked? What if that was his truck? What if he took Hunter up there and it was a setup and he took Hunter up there to get Summer, because Summer would have trusted Hunter, so she would have gotten anyone's car because Hunter would have been there with her. And Hunter was doing it not because he was doing it out of spite, but was he doing it to save his little sister? Or because don't forget, he's already wanted to be a hero once. I dived in the pool and saved her and lifted her up and said, "You all right?" I don't know how long she was under the water. Oh, she was under the water for a couple of minutes. I was watching her constantly. Well, make up your mind, Hunter. Were you watching her constantly? And if you were, then how you would know how long she was under the water for. But he clearly said to Chris two statements. One, I watched her like a hawk while they were drinking and while I was drinking my twisted tea and they were looking at flowers. And Candice was talking to her grandma, and then I saw Summer. I turned around and saw Summer underneath. I'm very observant. And then he said, I don't know how long she was under. I just turned around and she was under the water. Listen to it carefully. So maybe he tried to look like he was a hero to push the thing forward of, I'm not a pervert or anything. I didn't hang around with her because I just think she's like my little sister. Right? So maybe he tried to do that hero thing to say, that's why I was there to save her. That's what I do. I protect her because I'm her big brother. That's why he could have said that. But Hunter always seems to want to be the hero, right? So if his mum turned around and said, Hunter, you go get Summer because before Don gets back. Does Candice and Alison together, did Candice and Alison actually talk? That's why the grandmother had to put more minutes on her phone. Did they talk? And Candice said, I have to save Summer from Don. Will you help me? I'm sorry what I've done. Will you help me? And Alison, Hunter and Candice was involved in doing it to get Summer away from Don. And if so, that red truck could be a cleaner, someone's handyman's one from Alison's workplace or where she used to work. It could be that lady that was sitting next to her, her friend. In the interview, it could be something to do with her family. Have they been checked by the police? This is mostly police work, right? All that answers is police work. Did they wait till it was dark and then go through the house, outside the house, round this path that the dog's shown? Did they go and get that special light that shows up liquids and bloods and stuff like that? And then they could take the DNA to see if it was Summer's DNA or not. So we know if she had bare feet. Was it cut? Was it not cut? There'll be blood trails. There's got to be. If you're walking, there's blood trails. But Hunter did say, I picked her up and threw her over the shoulder. So what if he was actually remembering later on that day that he saved her and he just got it mixed up? That he actually knocked and got her up and put her on his shoulders and brought her down. He says she often asks Hunter for piggybacks. If she's got no shoes on, Hunter goes, get me back then and I'll take you down to the car. And this is the way you could have gone. Because this is like a shortcut. Hunter would know the shortcut instead of going all the way around. Look how long that road is, where this is a shortcut to the road, right? So Hunter would want to take the shortcut. Maybe that's where he takes the shortcut all the time. That's maybe where Candice and him took shortcuts and left the cars down there when he was getting picked up. You know, maybe his mum was picking him up at 9, 10 o'clock at night and she was beeping and he used a shortcut. Because it does look like a shortcut. More than a dog trail, this looks like a shortcut. And you can park just on the lane here and no one will see anything different because that's nearby where they go up to Candice's and Don's house. Just saying. So what do you guys think? Do you think of that? Or we will be doing more on this with Summer's one. So this is the 5th video. So now we've done Don, Candice, Hunter, Jose, and Allison. Now, do we do the boys, the animals, Summer, or Candice's mother next? I'm going to leave that up to you. Comment down below. I'm going to give you till Friday afternoon. Right? It is now Thursday. So you've got till Friday. Comment down below which one should we do next for the 6th video. Should we do Candice's mother, the grandmother, Summer, the boys, the animals, or the dogs? And if you're going, huh? We're doing percentages of what could have happened and how much percentage are they involved, that I think they're involved with the disappearance. What kind of part of their disappearance? Right? So we've still got the boys, Summer, Candice's mother, Summer's grandmother. We've got the animals and the dogs and the church and the woods. That's what we got left. And CPS. Which one do you want me to do next? I'm going to leave it up to you. I'm going to give you till Friday afternoon for you to put your comments down what you want next to see. Okay? So, put 1 for Summer. So, put 1 for Summer. Put 1 for Summer. 2 for the boys. 3 for animals. 4 for dogs. 5 for the grandma. 6 for CPS. 7 for the woods. 8 for the church. Who do we cover next? Or do you want to break from them videos? Because I am going to do another video on Don and what Don said and his interview. There's some good things that I thought of there. Okay, guys. So we will catch you in a while, crocodile. Stay safe. Keep your family safe. Love your family as much as you can. Love each other as much as you can. Never go to bed in an argument. Make sure the argument's solved. And laugh at each other and kiss each other as much as you can. Stay safe. And I'll see you in a while, crocodile.